When you're thinking, have you ever asked yourself who or what you're actually listening to? That voice in your head, what is it? Is it really you, or is it something else? Something that speaks to you all day, blending truths with lies, making you doubt, relive, and even imagine things that never happen. That voice is always there. It talks when you wake up, it talks when you're trying to sleep, and it's the one that criticizes plans, worries, and replays the past. It's like a constant companion, but not the kind you can turn off or walk away from. And yet here's the part most of us don't realize. It's not actually you. That's hard to believe at first, but think about it. If you can listen to the voice, doesn't that mean you're separate from it? You're not the chatter, you're the one hearing it. This changes everything, because once you see this, you can stop letting it control you. It's not easy, but it's possible. By the time you finish here, you'll understand how to stop getting tangled up in the noise and find a sense of calm you might not think is even possible right now. It's strange, isn't it? That voice in your head feels like it's part of you, but once you realize you're the one listening to it, things start to shift. Still, understanding it doesn't mean it suddenly goes quiet. In fact, this is where the real work begins, figuring out what the voice actually is and why it seems so determined to keep talking. The inner voice has a purpose. It's not random noise. It's been shaped by evolution to keep us safe. Back when survival meant watching out for predators or avoiding dangerous situations, having a voice in your head reminding you to be cautious was useful. It helped with planning, problem solving, and staying alert to threats. But the problem now is that life has changed, and the voice hasn't. Instead of just keeping you safe, it overcompensates. It tries to control everything, replaying arguments, predicting worst-case scenarios, or pointing out every mistake you've ever made. It's like a hyperactive alarm system that keeps going off even when there's no real danger, and that's when it becomes overwhelming. Here's an example. Imagine you're at a movie theater. The screen shows a beautiful sunset over the ocean, but there's someone sitting next to you who won't stop whispering. They're asking questions, analyzing the scene, and predicting what's going to happen next. It's distracting, right? That's exactly what your inner voice does. It narrates your life so loudly that it's hard to actually experience the moment you're in. And then there's the inner critic, the part of the voice that doesn't just narrate but judges. It points out your flaws, replays your mistakes, and makes you question if you're good enough. It's the voice that makes you second-guess yourself and keeps you stuck in self-doubt. But here's the thing, it's not trying to hurt you. It's just doing its job, even if it's going about it the wrong way. This is where mindfulness comes in. Instead of fighting the voice or trying to shut it up, mindfulness teaches you to hear it differently. When you approach the inner critic with awareness, you can start turning its harsh judgments into something more constructive. You can shift from criticism to understanding and from doubt to clarity. That's how the voice starts to lose its grip. Once you start noticing the voice in your head and understanding what it's doing, the next question is, what can you do about it? It's not like you can just flip a switch and make it stop. The key isn't to fight the voice or try to silence it. It's to change how you respond to it. That's where mindfulness practices come in. They're not about controlling your thoughts, but about seeing them for what they really are. Just thoughts, not reality. One of the simplest and most effective ways to do this is through mindfulness meditation. It's not as complicated as it sounds. At its core, mindfulness meditation is about sitting quietly, observing your thoughts as they come and go, and not judging them. It's like watching clouds drift across the sky. Some are light and fluffy, while others might be dark and heavy, but they all pass eventually. Your thoughts are the same. They come, they linger for a while, and then they move on, unless you grab onto them and hold them in place. Here's a quick exercise to try. Sit somewhere quiet and close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Start by taking a few slow, deep breaths. Then just listen. Pay attention to the thoughts running through your mind. You might notice a voice saying, "This feels weird," or "Am I doing this right?" That's okay. Don't try to stop the thoughts or change them. Just notice them. Watch them like you'd watch a movie, without getting pulled into the story. You might start to see that your thoughts are just passing through like leaves floating down a stream. Another helpful technique is labeling your thoughts and emotions as they come up. When a thought pops into your mind, mentally say, "thinking." If you feel anger bubbling up, say, "feeling anger." It might seem simple, but it's powerful. By naming what you're experiencing, you create a little space between you and the thought or emotion. It reminds you that it's not who you are, it's just something happening in the moment. This kind of awareness makes a huge difference. Instead of getting swept up in every thought or feeling, you start to observe them from a distance. You realize that the voice in your head doesn't define you, and its stories don't have to control you. Over time, this practice helps you detach from the inner narrative that's been running your life. Mindfulness isn't about achieving some perfect state of calm or blocking out negativity. It's about being present with whatever's happening without letting it take over. The more you practice, the more you'll see that thoughts and emotions are just part of the experience. They don't have to be the whole experience. And in that space, you'll find clarity and a sense of freedom that can change everything. Understanding the voice in your head and learning to observe it is a huge step forward. But here's the thing. It's not just thoughts that keep us stuck. That inner chatter often stirs up unresolved emotions, bringing old pain, anger, or fear back to life as if it just happened yesterday. The voice loves to replay these feelings, keeping them fresh in your mind and your body. And when you hold on to these emotions, they can start to feel like a weight you're carrying everywhere you go. Think about it. How many times has your mind replayed an argument you had days, weeks, or even years ago? It goes over every detail, bringing back the same anger, sadness, or frustration you felt in that moment. The event itself may have lasted minutes, but the replay can go on for years. And while it feels like the memory or the person who hurt you is the problem, what's actually keeping the pain alive is your inability to let it go. This is where self-compassion comes in. It's about treating yourself the way you would a friend who's struggling. Instead of beating yourself up for feeling angry, sad, or afraid, you meet those emotions with kindness and understanding. Self-compassion isn't about ignoring your feelings or pretending everything's okay. It's about acknowledging what you're going through and giving yourself the care and patience you need to heal. When you approach emotions this way, something shifts. The inner critic loses its grip because instead of fighting against yourself, you're showing yourself empathy. You're telling yourself, it's okay to feel this way. I don't have to be perfect. I'm human. And in that space, real healing can start. Here's a simple practice to help you begin letting go. Think about something that's been weighing on you, a regret, a grudge, or a fear. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Notice where you feel that emotion in your body. Is it in your chest, your stomach, your shoulders? Instead of trying to push it away, just let it be there. Breathe into it and say to yourself, I see you, I feel you, it's okay, feel you. Now as you exhale, picture yourself setting a boundary around that emotion, not to block it out, but to remind yourself that it's not all of who you are. You can even visualize yourself reframing the story your mind has been telling. Instead of, I can't believe I let that happen, you might say, I did the best I could at the time. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or pretending it didn't happen. It means releasing the grip these emotions have on you so they don't control your life. Over time, this practice can help you feel lighter, freer, and more connected to the present moment. You're not ignoring the past. You're finally allowing it to move through you so you can move forward. Once you start letting go of emotional baggage and showing yourself kindness, another big challenge comes into focus: control. We all crave it. Whether it's trying to control situations, people, or outcomes, we cling to this idea that if we can just keep everything in check, everything will be okay. But here's the truth. The more tightly you grip, the more life slips through your fingers. Think about how often plans don't go the way you expect. You spend hours preparing for a conversation, imagining every possible response, and then the other person reacts in a way you didn't see coming. Or you carefully map out your goals, only to have life throw an unexpected curveball. It's frustrating, but it's also completely natural. Life is unpredictable, and no amount of planning or worrying can change that. The problem with trying to control everything is that it keeps you in a constant state of resistance. You're fighting against what's happening, trying to make life fit into the picture you've created in your head. And that resistance is exhausting. It creates stress, anxiety, and frustration, because deep down, you know you can't control everything, no matter how hard you try. So, what's the alternative? Surrender. Not in a way that feels like giving up, but in a way that feels freeing. Surrender is about letting go of the need to control outcomes and trusting that life will unfold as it's meant to. It doesn't mean you stop caring or taking action. It means you stop holding on so tightly that you miss the beauty of what's happening right now. Here's a simple exercise to help you practice this. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Think about something you've been trying to control, a decision, a relationship, or an outcome you're desperate to go a certain way. Notice how it feels in your body. Is there tension in your shoulders or tightness in your chest? Now, as you exhale, visualize opening your hands and releasing that need to control. Say to yourself, I release this. I trust life's flow. Repeat this a few times, each time letting go just a little more. For those who want to take this further, mindfulness-based therapies like mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, and mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, MBCT, can be incredibly helpful. These approaches are designed to help you observe your thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. They teach you how to step back from the inner chatter and live with a sense of peace, even when life feels chaotic. The reality is, trying to control everything isn't just impossible, it's draining. But when you surrender that need for control, you create space for peace and clarity. You stop wasting energy on things you can't change and start focusing on what you can, how you show up, how you respond, and how you choose to live. And in that space, you might just find the freedom you've been searching for all along. Once you begin to let go of control, a new possibility opens up, the chance to live more openly and freely. It sounds simple, but for many of us, it's not. We build walls around ourselves, walls of fear, pain, and the need to protect ourselves. These walls might feel like they're keeping us safe, but they also shut out so much. They block real connection, joy, and the freedom that comes with living authentically. Being vulnerable is scary. It means opening yourself up to the risk of being hurt, judged, or misunderstood. But it also means opening yourself up to love, connection, and all the beautiful things that come with being fully yourself. Vulnerability isn't a weakness. It's the courage to show up as you are, even when it feels risky. And it's in those moments that life becomes richer and more meaningful. Let's try something to help you experience this. Close your eyes and think about someone or something you truly love. It could be a person, a pet, or even a favorite memory. Notice the warmth that comes with that love. Now take a deep breath and visualize that warmth expanding in your chest, filling you up and radiating outward. With each breath, let that feeling grow stronger, as if you're sending it out into the world. That's the power of an open heart. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to live with that sense of openness and connection. Living freely also means learning to be present. How often do we get caught up in worrying about what might happen tomorrow or regretting what happened yesterday? Meanwhile, life is happening right now, in this moment. Practicing presence doesn't mean you stop planning or reflecting. It means you stop letting those things pull you away from what's right in front of you. Here's something simple you can try. Wherever you are, pause for a moment and take a deep breath. Look around you. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? Engage your senses fully, and when your mind starts to wander, gently bring it back. Being present isn't about perfection. It's about noticing what's real and letting yourself fully experience it. And when you live this way, life feels lighter, clearer, and more open. Everything we've talked about leads to one powerful realization. True freedom doesn't come from changing your circumstances, controlling every detail, or silencing every thought. It comes from within. Freedom is learning to be okay no matter what's happening around you. It's not about escaping life's chaos, but about finding peace in the middle of it. Think of it like this. Imagine you're standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is howling, the rain is pouring, and everything around you feels wild and out of control, but at your core, there's a stillness, a calm that nothing can shake. That stillness is your true self. It's the part of you that isn't swayed by the noise of the world or the voice in your head. It's always there, waiting for you to notice it. And once you do, life changes. As we come to an end of the video, let's recap what we learned. So we started with the inner voice, the one that never stops talking. It narrates, doubts, criticizes, and pulls you away from the present. But here's what you've learned. That voice isn't you. You're the one listening to it. And the moment you see that, you can start stepping back from its grip. From there, you discovered how mindfulness helps you observe your thoughts without getting tangled in them. By practicing simple techniques like sitting quietly, labeling your emotions, and noticing the impermanence of your thoughts, you create space between yourself and the chatter. That space is where clarity begins. You also learned about the weight of emotional baggage. Those unresolved feelings that keep you stuck aren't meant to be carried forever. By treating yourself with kindness and allowing emotions to rise and pass, you can let go of the stories your mind has been holding onto for so long. Self-compassion isn't just comforting, it's transformative. Next came the illusion of control. The harder you try to hold on, the more you suffer. By releasing the need to control every outcome, you free yourself to experience life as it is. Tools like mindfulness-based therapies can guide you in this, teaching you to let go of resistance and trust the flow of life. And finally, there's living openly and authentically. Vulnerability feels risky, but it's also where joy and connection are found. Practicing presence and opening your heart help you move past fear and start living fully. When you stop hiding behind walls of protection, life feels richer, lighter, and more meaningful. At the heart of it all is this truth: you are not your thoughts. You are the stillness, the observer, the one who chooses how much power to give the voice in your head. When you connect with that part of yourself, you discover a freedom that nothing outside of you can give or take away. The real change happens when you put this into practice. Every moment gives you a choice: to get lost in the noise or to step back and live fully. Start small, sit quietly for a minute, notice a thought without judgment, or take a deep breath and let go of something that's weighing you down. These little steps add up. If what you've heard here spoke to you, share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience might help someone else who's feeling stuck. And if you know someone who could use a reminder that they're not their thoughts, pass this along. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe. There's so much more to discover about living with peace, clarity, and freedom. The freedom you've been searching for has been with you all along. You just have to let yourself see it.